You're not gonna believe this. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are at war again. And this time, it's uglier, louder, and way more personal than ever before. We're talking leaked phone calls, Ice Spice sneak disses, SZA cryptic tweets, and even Roc Nation and Desiree Perez getting dragged straight into the chaos. And if you thought 2018's shoe-throwing moment was peak drama, nah, 2025 just said, hold my mic. From Nicki Minaj's Twitter meltdowns to Cardi B calling her out over family scandals to whispers that Jay-Z and Roc Nation are secretly involved behind the scenes, this is the Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj beef like you've never seen it before. But here's the thing. This isn't just another petty feud. There's a hidden layer involving money, betrayal, leaked audio, and a war for who really runs the female rap throne. So buckle up, because in this video, we're breaking down everything. Nicki, Cardi, SZA, Ice Spice, and the business moves that might actually explain the madness. Before we dive in, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I promise it's less toxic than Nicki Minaj's Twitter feed and way safer than being tagged in Cardi's next rant. All right, let's rewind to how this chaos started, because this story didn't begin on Twitter. It began years ago when two queens decided there's only room for one crown. Before the chaos of 2025, before the leaked phone calls and the viral tweets, there was tension brewing between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B that dates back almost a decade. And honestly, this wasn't just another rap rivalry. This was the making of one of hip-hop's longest-running Cold Wars. See, when Cardi B exploded onto the scene in 2017 with Bodak Yellow, she became the first female rapper to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in nearly 20 years, since Lauryn Hill. That's huge. But it also meant she was instantly compared to the only other woman dominating the rap scene at the time, Nicki Minaj. And Nicki wasn't exactly rolling out the welcome mat. She had been holding the female rap crown for nearly a decade, rewriting the rulebook for women in hip-hop. Awards, features, a diehard fan base, the Barbs, and a reputation for never backing down. So when Cardi came in hot, bold, and unapologetic, Nicki's fans started seeing her as a threat. And let's be real, Cardi noticed too. Now, the media loved it. They fueled it, headline after headline. Nicki Minaj snubs Cardi B. Cardi B throws shade at Nicki. Two queens, one throne. It was drama gold. And it all boiled over in 2018 at the Harper's Bazaar Icons party in New York. You remember that night. The heels, the red carpet, and then the shoe. Cardi allegedly threw her heel at Nicki during a heated confrontation, and when security broke it up, Cardi walked out with a massive bump on her forehead, paparazzi flashbulbs everywhere. That image went viral in seconds. The internet didn't just report the fight, it turned it into a meme, and from that point on, it wasn't just a rivalry, it was personal. After that, both camps went cold. They'd throw subliminals in interviews and lyrics, never direct, but always spicy enough to keep fans guessing. Nicki would rap about copycats with ghostwriters, Cardi would clap back about old bees still bitter, and every time they pretended to move on, the internet pulled them right back together. By 2024, it seemed like things were finally calming down. Nicki was focused on her motherhood era, Cardi B was teasing new music and business ventures, and both seemed to be staying in their own lanes. But that piece, yeah, it didn't last long. Because when Cardi dropped her new album, Am I the Drama, in 2025, Nicki didn't just take notice, she took offense. And that's when the old feud got a brand new fire, one that would drag in Ice Spice, SZA, Desiree, Perez, and even Roc Nation itself. And trust me, when Nicki picked up her phone that night and hit tweet, the internet was never the same again. So it's early 2025. Cardi B has been hyping her long-awaited second studio album for months. The rollout is slick. Bold visuals, smart collabs, and a title that's honestly perfect. Am I the drama? Fans go wild. Streams spike. The internet starts asking the real question. Is Cardi officially back on top? And right when everyone's celebrating, Nicki Minaj logs on to Twitter. Now, Nicki doesn't post anything directly about Cardi at first. She does what Nicki always does. Throws out cryptic messages that get the whole internet playing detective. She tweets 32726, a number nobody understands, and follows it up with a message that sounds like something out of a diss track. To every enabler, never provoke a writer while they're writing. You join the game willingly. Don't try to back out now. The Barbs lose their minds. Cardi's fans, the Barty gang, are like, oh, she's definitely talking about Cardi. And then Nicki drops the tweet that sets Twitter ablaze. Just 4 characters and a $sign.
That's it. No explanation, no context. But everyone knows exactly what she means. Cardi's album had just been discounted to $4.99 on streaming bundles. It's classic Nicki, subtle enough to deny, but loud enough to trend worldwide. Then she takes it further. Nicki tweets out a parody of Cardi's lyrics from Magnet, turning them into a whole diss poem. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These B's can't F with me. Rap like Barney, still ugly. A, B, C, D, surgery to look like me. Yup, Barney B. That's what Nicki calls her. And within minutes, Twitter transforms into a lyrical battlefield. Memes everywhere. Hashtag Barney B trends. Some fans start photoshopping Cardi into Barney the dinosaur. The internet was having a full-on roast session. But Cardi doesn't sit quietly. Oh no, she claps back immediately. You must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet.
Then she hits harder. You've been in the game 16 years. Compare yourself to your peers. Rihanna, Drake, Taylor, not me. Boom. Cardi basically said, you're competing down, sis. That one tweet alone had every fan page, blog, and gossip site lighting up like fireworks. Nicki keeps replying, Cardi keeps firing. Back and forth. At one point, Cardi accuses Nicki of going to fertility doctors, while Nicki mocks Cardi's rumored 4th pregnancy. It's vicious, messy, and pure internet chaos. And you know what makes it worse? They're both masters of digital warfare. Nicki knows how to make her fans swarm. Cardi knows how to make hers laugh while she drags someone. Every reply turns into content. Every meme becomes a memory.
Within hours, Nicki Minaj Cardi B Twitter beef becomes the #1 trending topic in the US, the UK, and half of Latin America. Even Ice Spice and SZA start trending, not because they said anything yet, but because fans start wondering which side they'll take. But just when people think it's over, that the tweets will fade like they always do, something wild happens. Nicki starts deleting her tweets. Every diss, every meme, gone. And instead, she begins posting her career highlights, awards, magazine covers, throwbacks to her peak years. People start speculating. Is she backtracking, or is she saying, you can't touch my legacy? Either way, the battle lines are drawn again. The internet's divided, the industry's whispering, and while the tweets are vanishing, the screenshots are eternal. But this next part? This is where things get dark. Because when the insults start hitting below the belt, involving family, fertility, and childhood trauma, it's no longer just a rap beef. It's personal warfare.
Because trust me, by the time we get to the leaked phone call and Ice Spice's part in all this, you're going to want the tea fresh. Hit that subscribe button now. It's free, unlike Nicki's therapy bill. All right, now, let's talk about how this feud crossed every line imaginable. At this point, the Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B feud wasn't just a lyrical spar. It turned into a full-blown civil war of personal attacks. The wild part? Neither of them held back. After the whole $4.99 fiasco, things got real ugly real fast.
Nicki Minaj, who had already been firing off jabs about Cardi's looks and lyrics, suddenly crossed a line that fans didn't see coming. She started tweeting about Cardi's family, her pregnancies, and even hinted at fertility issues, something Cardi has always kept private. One of Nicki's tweets read, "Pregnant again? Raw dog and baby number 4, allegedly." Fans caught it instantly. It wasn't just shade, it was personal. Then she followed up with more bars about scrambled eggs and fertility doctors. To many people, it felt like Nicki wasn't just clowning Cardi anymore, she was trying to humiliate her.
And that's when Cardi snapped. She jumped on X, or, well, Twitter, because we're still calling it that, and dropped one of the most savage comebacks of the year. Not allegedly, "You can't reproduce 'cause all them pills scrambled your eggs. Lord, protect my babies." Yeah, that one tweet sent shockwaves through the internet. Everyone had the same reaction. Did Cardi really just say that? It didn't stop there. Cardi then brought up Nicki's brother, who had been convicted of horrific crimes years ago, something Nicki had tried to keep separate from her career. Cardi posted an old mugshot and captioned it with a line from her own song, flipping Nicki's alphabet bars against her. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, your bro been touching 12-year-olds, allegedly. Fans gasped. The Barbs went into defense mode, the Barty gang doubled down, and X, officially became a war zone.
Nicki fired back by tweeting a photo of Cardi B's daughter, Culture, next to the words, "Monkey see, monkey do." Even some of Nicki's own fans were like, hold on, that's too far. Because bringing someone's kids into the mix, that's where even internet beef starts to feel gross. Cardi clapped back instantly, posting, "You wish you could call my daughter ugly. My kid is beautiful. Keep kids out your mouth, clown." The reaction was nuclear. Mainstream outlets like Billboard, The Shade Room, and Complex started covering it not as entertainment, but as harassment. People began asking whether Nicki's gone too far, if Cardi was justified, and if both of them had lost control of the narrative. By now, the feud wasn't about albums, lyrics, or charts. It was about ego, pain, and years of buried resentment bubbling to the surface. And just when it looked like it couldn't get more toxic, it did. Because out of nowhere, another name entered the conversation. Someone neither Cardi nor Nicki expected to get involved. A rising star who'd been watching from the sidelines, Ice Spice. And when her name entered the timeline, this entire feud went from explosive to detonated.
Yeah, before we jump into the leaked phone call and Ice Spice's involvement, hit that subscribe button. It's free, and unlike this beef, it won't cost you your sanity. Just when everyone thought the Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B war had hit rock bottom, the internet did what it always does. It dug deeper. Because suddenly, out of nowhere, a leaked phone call hit the web, and it featured a new name, Ice Spice. It started with one little emoji. Ice Spice tweeted a single I after Nicki's rant went viral. No words, no hashtags, nothing. But that one tiny emoji set the internet on fire. Cardi B's fans took it as a sign of shade. Nicki's fans saw it as backup. And within hours, people started whispering that Ice Spice might be recording a diss track aimed straight at Cardi. Then came the bomb. An audio clip leaked online, allegedly a private call between Cardi B and Ice Spice's manager, James Rosemond Jr. In the recording, Cardi's voice could be heard popping off, yelling, cursing, and saying she was done playing nice. She allegedly said, "I'm not Lotto, I'm not Nicki, I'll pull up." The internet froze. People were like, wait, this can't be real. But it was. The clip spread faster than Cardi's own singles. Then the situation got even weirder.
Cardi's video editor, the same one who works on her YouTube uploads, went on TikTok saying he couldn't even post her latest vlog because Warner Music Group had blocked it, citing copyright over the leaked call audio. So not only was the clip real, her own label seemed to be trying to bury it. Now that's when Cardi B went from furious to furious and online. She took to Twitter and dropped a whole thread. "You must have missed me, huh? Crazy how my private call got leaked and somehow y'all know which label blocked it. Interesting." Then she fired directly at James Roseman Jr., Ice Spice's manager, saying, "Be for real, Dreams. I was in my bedroom by myself. It was only you, me, and Tubby on that call. So if you didn't leak it, who did?" James replied calmly, almost too calmly, "Ms. Almanzar, I see this is part of your rollout. I'm not in the business of leaking anything." Ouch. Because calling it a rollout basically accused Cardi of using her own chaos for promo, and that hit a nerve. Cardi came back swinging. Your artist leaked the call, dropped an emoji, and previewed a trash song right after. Don't gaslight me. The internet lost it. Everyone was picking sides. Team Cardi said she was being set up. Team Nicki and Team Ice Spice said Cardi was spiraling. And then the apology came. Out of nowhere. Cardi B tweeted, "I was ranting and hot at the moment, but I F with Lotto heavy. I respect her. I respect her team. I'm not too prideful to apologize." Fans were shocked because you never see Cardi publicly apologize mid-beef. It was a smart move, a chess move. She took control of the narrative while still keeping her fire. But even as she apologized, she doubled down that someone leaked the call on purpose. And whether it was Ice Spice's camp, the label, or someone behind the scenes, nobody really knows.
Still, one thing's clear. The moment that audio dropped, this feud stopped being just entertainment. It became a liability. Labels were panicking. PR teams were rewriting statements. Even SZA, who had nothing to do with it, tweeted, "Protect your peace. Some things ain't worth the timeline." Fans read it as subtle shade, or maybe wisdom from someone who'd seen this circus before. By now, Nicki, Cardi, and Ice Spice had all been dragged into the mess, along with half the female rap scene. But what most people didn't realize was that this whole public meltdown might be masking something way deeper. Because while everyone's focused on the insults, there's another layer: money, ownership, and power. And trust me, once you look behind the curtain, this entire feud starts to look less like chaos and more like a business war disguised as drama.
Yeah, before we peel back that financial layer, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Unlike the therapy sessions everyone in this story clearly needs. Here's the part nobody talks about. The part where the drama stops being about diss tracks and starts being about money. Because behind all the chaos on Twitter, there's a quiet war over power, ownership, and industry loyalty. Let's rewind for a second. When Nicki and I started throwing shots at Roc Nation and Desiree Perez, most people thought it was random shade. But according to insiders, it wasn't random at all. Nicki had been hinting for months that she felt she'd been robbed, not just of recognition, but of millions. In early 2025, she posted and later deleted a message that said, "I'm still waiting on what's mine. 200 million. You know what you did." Fans immediately linked it to her past partnership with Tidal, the streaming platform once owned by Jay-Z under the Roc Nation umbrella. Nicki was one of the first artists to take equity in the company years ago. But now she's claiming that her stake was diluted or mishandled, and that Desiree Perez, Roc Nation's CEO, played a part in that. Meanwhile, Cardi B, whether intentionally or not, stepped right into the middle of that storm. Her new album, Am I the Drama, features a track called Imaginary Players, built around a sample from Jay-Z's classic Imaginary Players. Cardi even told fans that Jay-Z personally approved the sample. That's when people started connecting the dots. Nicki's mad at Jay-Z,
Cardi just dropped a Jay-Z approved track, and Nicki's tweeting about rock inflation and reindeer games. Coincidence? Probably not.
Because for Nicki, this beef isn't just about Cardi. It's about control. She sees herself as the blueprint, the artist who opened doors for others only to watch labels, execs, and newcomers take credit. And when she sees Cardi working hand in hand with the same industry players she's accused of exploitation, that's not just rivalry, that's betrayal. But there's another layer, public narrative. Nicki's always fought to stay independent, to prove she doesn't need Roc Nation, Spotify deals, or industry favors. Cardi, on the other hand, embraces the machine. Marketing partnerships, fashion brands, global campaigns. So while fans see a fight over lyrics, insiders see a fight over strategy. Nicki's saying, I built this from the ground up. Cardi's saying, I turned it into an empire. And neither one's wrong. They're just fighting for different crowns. Then you have Desiree Perez, who's suddenly trending because Nicki's fans started posting old Roc Nation board photos, calling her the shadow boss of female rap. Desiree never responded publicly because she doesn't need to. She moves behind the scenes. And that silence makes everything feel even more suspicious.
And let's not forget Demoree SZA, whose name started trending mid-feud after she liked, then unliked, one of Cardi's tweets about industry plants. Within minutes, SZA Nicki and Demoree were trending alongside Roc Nation and Desiree Perez. Was it intentional? Probably not. But in the world of Twitter beef, every click is a headline. At this point, it's clear. Nicki versus Cardi might have started as a lyrical feud, but it's evolved into something way bigger, a symbolic clash between the independent legacy and the industry machine, between an artist who built her throne brick by brick and another who learned how to rule the algorithm. And that's why this war feels endless, because it's not really about a tweet, a song, or a $4.99 album. It's about who the culture will remember as the real queen, the artist who fought the system or the one who mastered it. But while the fans are busy taking sides, the industry's doing what it always does, watching, calculating, and cashing in. And the chaos, it's far from over. Because now, with all the labels and alliances in play, the only question left is, who's really winning?
Hit that button before YouTube hides me for saying Roc Nation too many times. I promise subscribing here is safer than signing a record deal. So after everything, the tweets, the leaks, the jabs, the family drama, and the Roc Nation conspiracy theories, where does this war even go from here? Because if you think this feud is over, you might want to keep your notifications on. First off, insiders are already whispering that both Nicki and Cardi have new music locked and loaded. And the word is, neither track is subtle. Nicki's allegedly got a song titled Queen of Nothing registered under a dummy label, while Cardi's camp is teasing a mysterious drop called Playtime's Over. You don't need to be a detective to see what's coming. A lyrical showdown is brewing. Then there's Ice Spice. After the leaked Call Chaos, she's been silent, suspiciously silent. Fans think she's waiting for the perfect moment to strike back musically, maybe even with a collaboration that throws fuel on the fire. Because, remember, Ice is strategic. She's learned from both sides, Cardi's humor and Nicki's dominance. And now she's quietly building her own empire out of their mistakes. Meanwhile, SZA's name keeps floating in the mix. Not because she's directly involved, but because her tweets about industry games and women tearing each other down for profit have been going viral again. It's giving wise observer energy. And in the chaos of everyone picking sides, SZA might just end up the voice of reason.
But here's the thing that most people don't realize. The labels love this. Every tweet, every diss, every viral sound is driving streams. When Nicki calls Cardi out, her Spotify plays spike. When Cardi claps back, her TikTok hashtags explode. Drama equals engagement. Engagement equals money. And whether fans know it or not, they're part of the rollout. That's the dark irony of this whole story. While the world argues over who's the real queen, The industry is quietly cashing in on the chaos, and it's working brilliantly. Now, will they ever squash it? Realistically, no. There's too much history, too much pride, and too much profit in the feud. If they ever made peace, half the internet would lose its favorite soap opera. But here's what might happen instead. They'll each move in their own lane, throwing occasional shade like lightning strikes just to keep the storm alive. Nicki will keep proving she doesn't need the machine. Cardi will keep showing she is the machine. And Ice Spice, somewhere in the middle, will learn to play both sides until she becomes the next generation's headline hotline. One thing's for sure, this isn't just a feud. It's a mirror of what fame looks like in 2025. Public, profitable, and painfully personal. A story where power moves are disguised as tweets. Apologies sound like marketing, and every fan becomes part of the PR strategy. So, whether you're Team Nicki, Team Cardi, or Team Please Stop Tweeting, buckle up, because this saga isn't slowing down anytime soon. In fact, something tells me it's only the beginning. Hit that subscribe button so you're here the second the next diss track drops. It's free, unlike Nicki's legal fees or Cardi's studio tantrums. So, after all the chaos, the cryptic tweets, the $4.99 jab, the leaked call, and the Roc Nation whispers, one question still remains. Who really won? On the surface, it's easy to say nobody did, because when things get this toxic, everybody walks away a little bruised. Nicki Minaj lost some fans over her tweets. Cardi B's image took a hit after the leaked call. Even Ice Spice, who barely said a word, got caught in crossfire she never asked for. But if you zoom out, there's a deeper story here. This feud isn't just two rappers fighting for a crown. It's two eras of music colliding. Nicki Minaj represents legacy, the artist who built her empire brick by brick when nobody believed women could dominate the charts solo. She's the blueprint, sharp, lyrical, and unfiltered. And because she fought her way to the top, she guards that throne like a fortress.
Cardi B, on the other hand, represents evolution, the new wave. She took the formula Nicki perfected and turned it into a social media empire. She's raw, loud, hilarious, and completely self-aware that controversy sells. She doesn't just survive drama, she monetizes it. And that's what makes this story so fascinating. It's not about who's better, it's about how the game has changed. Back in Nicki's day, you won with bars. In Cardi's world, you win with virality. And both of them, in their own ways, are masters of that game. So maybe the real drama here isn't who's on top, it's that two women who should have been unstoppable together were forced to compete in a system built to see them tear each other down. Because, let's be honest, if Nicki and Cardi had ever teamed up instead of feuded, the industry would have had to invent a whole new chart just to handle it.
But that's the beauty and the curse of hip-hop royalty. The crown always comes with claws. And until either of them decides to drop the sword, this rivalry will keep feeding headlines, playlists, and hashtags. It's chaos, it's genius, it's toxic, and it's show business. So whether you're Team Nicki, Team Cardi, Team Ice, or just Team Please Stop Leaking Phone Calls, one thing's for sure, this isn't over. Because in 2025, every feud is a rollout, every tweet is a marketing plan, and every queen knows the one rule that keeps the game alive. Stay trending or get replaced. All right, that's the full story for now. Hit that subscribe button before Nicki deletes her tweets again or Cardi drops another apology thread. I'll be here breaking down every lyric, every leak, and every alleged diss the moment it hits the timeline. Thanks for watching. Stay messy, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.